Lynching a Tuskegee Airman. Walter Peyton Manning escaped the sky, but not Nazi hatred. Second Lieutenant Walter Peyton Manning, May 3, 1920 to April 3, 1945, was a combat pilot with the 301st Fighter Squadron, 332nd Fighter Group, the famed Red Tails, and holds a solemn place in World War II history as the only known Black American prisoner of war to be lynched in Nazi-controlled territory. Service and determination. Born in Baltimore and raised in West Philadelphia, Manning attended Howard University before trying to enlist in the U.S. Army Air Corps in 1942. Initially rejected due to a hammertoe condition, he paid for corrective surgery out of his own savings to qualify. After graduating from flight training at Tuskegee Army Air Field in April 1944, he was deployed to Ramitelli Air Base, Italy. Manning flew 50 combat missions over occupied Europe, receiving the Air Medal with 5 oak leaf clusters for heroism. Easter Sunday Mission and Capture. On Easter Sunday, April 1, 1945, just 5 weeks before the end of the war in Europe, Manning's squadron escorted B-24 bombers toward St. Pölten, Austria. During a fierce dogfight over the Danube near Wels, his P-51 Mustang suffered severe damage, forcing him to bail out. Upon parachuting to the ground, he was captured and jailed at the Herrsching Luftwaffe base near Lynched. The crime and investigation. Manning was a captured uniformed American officer entitled to protection as a prisoner of war. He had already been disarmed and imprisoned. The mob killed him after the immediate battle had ended. Austrian historian Georg Hoffmann later connected Manning's treatment to Nazi awareness of American racial violence. Nazi propaganda had publicized the lynching of black people in the United States and encouraged Europeans to direct similar violence against black American airmen. White Allied pilots were also murdered by mobs in Nazi-controlled territory. But Manning's killers selected a method that carried a specific racial meaning. They placed a rope around the neck of a black American man. The hatred he had crossed an ocean to fight used America's own history of racial terror against him. In the early morning hours of April 3, 1945, uniformed personnel using forged transfer orders removed Manning from his cell. He was severely beaten, tied, and hanged from a lamppost on the base premises. His killers placed a wooden sign around his neck reading, "We help ourselves, the Werwolf," referencing Nazi guerrilla factions. American military investigators located his grave following the liberation of Austria, but early post-war inquiries stalled due to the chaos of disbanded enemy units and shifting Eastern Front reassignments, leaving the perpetrators unprosecuted. Legacy and commemoration. Posthumous honors. Manning was awarded the Purple Heart and, alongside his fellow Tuskegee Airmen, the Congressional Gold Medal in 2007. He rests at the Lorraine American Cemetery in France. 2018 Memorial. Historical research led by Austrian researchers Nicole Melanie Gohl and Georg Hoffmann, along with independent historian Jerry Whiting, documented the incidents involving Allied airmen who were grounded. On April 3, 2018, the 73rd anniversary of his murder, the Austrian Armed Forces formally dedicated a permanent memorial plaque to 2nd Lieutenant Manning at the Vogler Air Base in Herrsching. Walter Manning entered the sky to defend freedom. He survived the enemy's bullets, but was murdered by the racial hatred he had crossed the world to fight. His killers tried to bury him anonymously. History must continue speaking his name.